And Koryan says ready. So let's go ahead and count it down. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. You're preoccupied. All right. And, I'll tell you, obviously, I think here people expect, oh, Koryan, he's a machine. He never loses. He's awesome. But Dan is very, very talented. So I don't really know what to expect from this game.
I think Dan plays clean enough that he could be in the lead for a while.
Yeah, I agree. And he is right now. Koryan, well, of course, now Koryan Tetris is, but it is basically even here in the early goings. Does Koryan tap or das? Yes, Koryan is a hyper tapper. Maybe the greatest hyper tapper of them all. If he is not the granddaddy, he is at least the godfather of hyper tapping.
He's the great uncle, at least.
Yeah. The great uncle.
Put my name on his high score.
Well, yeah, that's a great accomplishment of yours. Very good. All right, Coryon with the last second adjustment gone awry with the Z piece, creating a little hole in his stack here. See if it festers into an entire cat condo.
Oh yeah, the spin into that thing.
Yeah.
Nicely fixed.
All right, so Dan is ahead 166 to 145. Basically the same number of lines. Dan Tetris is again. Koryan finally Tetris ready here.
Yeah. You can't catch up if you keep Tetrising, Dan.
That's true. If you're ahead and you never stop Tetrising, you win.
I'm not trying to give insider information, but I think that's sufficiently well.
Yeah, no coaching. During the game. Commentators have to stay neutral, no coaching. So 202 Koryan, now 222 Dan. About a Tetris ahead, but Koryan basically ties it up. Dan stays ahead by a small number of points, but Koryan Tetris again.
I think Koryan took my advice instead.
That's right. Koryan's just never going to stop Tetrising. See, that's the thing. You can tell him to do that, and he's like, okay.
Oh, just don't run any lines. I get it. Then.
Yeah. Why didn't anyone tell me this before?
Like when Happy Gilmore just hits a hole in one.
Yeah.
Why don't I just do that every time?
Yeah, that's right. Do you think exclusively in movie quotes?
Pretty exclusively. There's a number of things I haven't memorized.
Yeah. Very good.
Late to me better. Memorize the same things, please. Busters, Pulp Fiction. Kind of the standard.
Yeah.
Person movies.
By the way, can I say how pleased I am? And of course, obviously I don't root for any particular player or outcome, but pleased I am that the semifinalists all had cams. Just putting that out there, everybody.
Oh yeah, get the cams are.
We've already sort of determined that if there's ever going to be real life prizes for this thing, cams would be required. But
need reaction shots. It's great to see the emotion.
Yeah. I mean, mostly it's just them, sitting there, and it's also sitting there watching Dan scratch his nose and stuff. 375 Koryan, 356 for Dan. Another Tetris for Koryan, like it's nothing.
Very close.
Yeah, very close the whole way. 384 Dan, 399 Koryan. Another Tetris Koryan, 422 for him. And a Tetris for Dan, 408. So really keeping pace with one another. And you just got to keep Koryan within striking distance. And then just hope he runs into some RNG or a misdrop, which, can happen to anybody.
This is in the house. He thinks that I'm as good as I think I am.
I don't think you think you're that great. So I would agree.
There's a lot of double negatives and confusing turns of phrase here. Speaking of which, 114 and 478.
Yeah.
117 and 513. So there is a little lead for Koryan.
Yeah, but still definitely,
yeah,
definitely within shouting distance, and still anybody's game here. 536 Koryan, 500 now for Dan. These are some paces for a tournament. Dan with a Tetris 523. We are approaching transition.
Good transition scores too.
You bet.
Max outs. It's an unfortunate bit of RNG for Dan. It'll just create a little bit of burning. He would have wanted it.
All right, so Dan is gonna whatever next line he burns. That's his transition. All right, opens up the right side, which is nice.
So now he's back in it.
Yeah, and you just can't let up against a guy like Koryan, though. So 616 for Koryan, 554 for Dan. Now 560.
Doing well for Dan.
Simultaneous Tetrises for both of them. 668 Koryan, 588 for Dan. Koryan with some fixing to do here. Takes his burn with the triple, and that's what that's the one thing you see about Koryan. He just takes his burn. You know what? I'm not gonna fight it. I'm just gonna take the burn.
Do we know? Does Dan have a max out yet? He's probably got a number in it.
Dan does not have a max out, as far as I know. I think he has high 900s, if I'm not mistaken, or mid 900s.
What if we saw that right now?
I would poop myself. And I might. Oh, Koryan in a little bit of trouble here. 710 for him.
Oh.
Now this is above the next box, but level 19 speeds.
Oh, Koryan's
gonna top out at 712. So here's an opening for Dan to take a game off Koryan, and he's got time. He does not have to force it. We'll see though.
Oh, no.
And he's holding out hope for a thing. So he's at 708. Needs 4,000 points.
Your high score is 8 something. Just keep playing.
712. He needs a line. He's not going to get it. He topped out at 711. He needed 1,780 points. He needed another line. Oh no! Yes. He couldn't get there. Just needed a line. Holy living whatever.
Well, that's got to be Cliff.
Woo!
Oh, wow.
Oh. And the heart goes to Koryan. And Dan had an opportunity, but he's going to have to get himself together because this is a best of 5. And he still has a huge opportunity. And Koryan really has got to be thanking his lucky stars as that happened because Dan was about to take a game off of him.
Better give Dan a half a heart.
Oh, oof. All right, Koryan says ready. Wants to get right back into it. Dan is ready. Let's go ahead and count it down. Ben, do you want to go ahead and do it for a little anticlimax here?
Yeah, let's make this happen.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Tetris.
It was almost good. The 3 was cut off, but we got everything else.
Oh, incredible.
So you're figuring it out.
Slowly but surely.
Ooh. I couldn't believe that.
That's the one I'll carry with me. I'll cry myself to sleep over that. Not even my own loss.
All right. Well, Dan's got to regroup and play efficiently, and just make sure that he is just able to put that out of his mind and play good Tetris. That's all you can do. Yeah, do you think, with that last one, Dan maybe have held out a little too long on that, last Tetris, and so he really jacked up his board holding out for that long bar in that last sequence. And that just did not put him in a position where he was able to even find a line anywhere to burn because there were too many gaps everywhere.
Imya has something to say.
PMYA.
Pronounce it Pimya or just PMYA?
Yeah, that is
Yes, I don't know.
All right, everyone, calm down. All right, 140 for Koryan here, 107 for Dan.
And just had a few little issues at the beginning. Poor gap.
Yep.
Gotta get stacked now.
Are you building a model ship? What are you doing over there? It sounds a lot of sounds.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just grabbing my headset.
Oh, all right. Well, don't do that. Please remain perfectly still throughout the entirety of the rest of the game.
No movement by me. Nice staircase by
by Dan.
Not usually the kind of thing you want to have, though.
No.
Which is a little why we're here.
Yeah. So
with some bad stuff happening.
Yep.
Things here.
All right. He's got a Tetris well if one comes, but he shouldn't keep it open too long.
Oh, good.
Oh, finally the long bar comes in. Bang. Oh, no, and Koryan getting up a bit high. Koryan's going to top out at 191. Koryan tops out at 191. So let's see if Dan can get there. He has an opportunity. Needs to get to 191. And is going to get the triple. And he needs a... What did Koryan top? All right, he's got the 193 just to be sure. So Dan takes his game off of Koryan. But this could very easily be 2-0 in favor of Dan right now.
Ow.
Wow. Oh my goodness. So Dan, pumped. That's right. Dan is pumped. An early top out for Koryan here. Whew. All right. Dan says ready. He's ready. So what was a best of 5 now? I love saying that. What was a best of 5 now? It becomes a best of 3.
Just a normal round.
Yep. That's it. We're looking for a ready from Koryan when he is ready. The winner gets to the finals to face Richard. And I didn't miss the ready, right? Okay, he's ready. Here we go. All right. Here we go with a countdown. 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
And away we go in a thrilling head-to-head.
How am I supposed to do this? But I can't. I just need to.
I don't know how you do it every month.
I don't know either. I barely.
Dan's ELO rating is skyrocketing. Well, he can take my place.
Oh, I'm sure Electric Light Orchestra will be very happy.
I thought about ELO ratings
Yeah.
as soon as I lost, and I thought, there it goes.
By the way, you can say ELO because it's based on the name of the guy who created it, whose last name was ELO. So you don't have to
Even
say, it doesn't stand for anything. It's just a guy's name.
Why is it all caps?
It shouldn't be. People think it stands for something, but it stands for nothing.
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's right.
The more you know.
That's right.
Something to fix, but he's fixing it. So I'll shut up now. Okay.
71,000 Koryan, 36,000 for Dan. And Koryan looking a little beatable right now. Not something you really want to say when he's playing, but, you know, he's looking, you know. Now, of course, his first game was a 700, so, I mean, how beatable is that, right? But, you know, Dan's got the potential to hang with him for a long while. And if something does happen, Dan can take advantage.
It's the most beatable of 2 games that I've seen.
Yeah.
It's just 2 games.
All right, Dan's got the lead now, 109.
Some either bad,
Yeah, something
wonky and Koryan, so he's burning this off a little bit.
Yep.
And has the lead.
certainly
155 at 43 to 118.
Yeah. I mean, Koryan, obviously our most accomplished player here in CTM. I mean, has won more than half of all CTMs. Or at least that he's participated in. I mean, he's won almost every single one that he's participated in. But right now, behind Dan by about 40,000 points. And Dan's got a great looking stack, and Koryan still has some burning to do. And not out of the woods yet is Koryan. Finally able to open up the right side and slot in a Tetris, but is line dependent again. Gets a fortunate long bar.
Only one state has produced 2 winners in CTMs.
All right, let me think. Minnesota and... Hold on.
Is there an and?
You said, oh, only one state. Oh, yeah. Oh, duh. Has 2 winners. I was like, 2 states has produced... What? Yeah, so Minnesota. Yeah, Batfoy and Big Ben Mullen.
Koryan's got some stuff to work through once again, and he's fixed it. Why do I ever even say things? Oh. By the time I'm done with a sentence, it's already just stupid.
Yeah. All right, so Koryan finally clears away everything, and he's still back from Dan about 1,600 points. Koryan Tetrises, though, takes the lead, but Dan Tetrises, so retakes it. So it's just a matter of keeping pace with one another and then striking when the iron is hot. And we have cats who are desperate to get in this room. They want to see this. Cats have heard that it's Koryan versus Dan, and they are hyped up. They are trying to get in this room.
Dan has a little bit fixed. It'll probably be untrue by the time I'm done with this sentence.
Yeah.
That's already mostly better.
Yeah. All right. Koryan set up with a Tetris well 292 and bangs in a Tetris. So he is back up by a Tetris and a half over Dan. No, Dan has a well open on the right, but it's only for a triple, which he's going to get. And we'll see if he opts to burn this down or if he's going to... Yeah, he's going to burn this away.
You might even say that Coryon is doing quite well.
Oh, my God. All right, so Dan, excited, setting up a center well and converts it. And with the fist pump...
Oh, fist pump?
Yeah. Meanwhile, you have to, like, control the controller with both hands, so... but there it is. He's got the fist pump. Too excited. And another Tetris for him. Back by 35,000 points. That's a Tetris and a half.
Oh, pretty attainable.
That's right. But needs a couple of pieces to go his way, unless he wants to get involved in some burning. And unfortunately, yeah.
He's going to be an involved burn.
Yeah, it sure is. And Koryan is going to be able to continue to pile on points as he Tetrises again. Now Koryan's up by 100,000 points.
How quick that happens.
That's right. All right, so Dan burning this down with a triple. He's got a sort of a too high gap in the center of his stack and just taking his burns, but...
That's about as quick as that fix could have gone, too.
All right, let's see what Dan opts to do here. Looks like he's going to try to take a moment to build a center well, but it's just not going his way, so he's going to try to build over it again. Koryan transitions, and Dan is doing this at 129 lines.
Oh, boy.
Did he know that he was at 100? He didn't. You could tell the transition took him by surprise. And, yeah, if he had realized he was at in the 120s of lines... Koryan is good. You can go ahead and top out. He wouldn't have done that. I think he forgot how many lines he had. So Koryan gets the heart. 2-1, and now Dan has to win 2 games in a row to move to the finals. There's Koryan's heart. Whew.
All right, just the it's Koryan. I mean,
All right, we need a ready from both players. We got Dan is ready with a lot of exclamation points, and we need the ready from Koryan, which we have.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and count it down. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Do or die time for Dan. Koryan just needing one game out of the next two in order to move to a finals rematch against Richard. Oh, these cats are wild. They're like, what? Koryan is playing? I need to be in this room right now. They're flipping out. They're just going to have to watch the VOD. Like, you know.
What does VOD stand for?
Video on demand.
Oh.
I know. Can they just say, you know, video? I don't know. I guess maybe that is the most terse way to express it.
Well, I was the other day and they said VOD and I told them it was spelled vid.
Oh my god. You're such an old man.
Old man.
You're so old. All right, 94.
I didn't even realize.
94. It's terrible when you correct people and you're wrong. Yeah. Like, you're just so wrong. 94,000 Koryan, 58,000 for Dan. Koryan dealing with a little block burst, piling it all over on the left, which I guess if you're going to get one, it's a great place to put all that. Build your left out real quick. And Dan building on top of his right side. To get
Just
the right.
Needs
to
get rid of that stuff.
Yep. Could have burned away the well with that L piece on the left. Finally gets another L to do it. But is not in a position where he can burn. And he needs that long bar, and he got it. Yeah, he did not put himself in a position where he could really burn. It was like long bar or nothing. So 212 Koryan, 116 Dan. I'm always reminded to give the score whenever I see Koryan look over.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it's like, whoops, sorry.
Say it.
I always feel bad.
When Koryan looks over, you gotta remember.
Sorry, Koryan. I didn't mean. I feel guilty.
Oh, Real Ridiculous says he didn't know either about VOD versus vid. Oh, good.
Well, look at that. We are educating people here. Getting the olds up to speed.
And the game keeps rolling on. 260 at 55 for Coryon, 188 at 59.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep. Dead even in lines. And we are approaching the halfway to transition mark. Dan with a Tetris here. Dan's pace would put him at about 425. Koryon's pace would put him at about 580 at transition.
Koryon's stack makes me nervous right now, but it probably doesn't make me nervous.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, very nice L piece for Koryan to get in that moment. Opens up the right side and slots in a Tetris.
Drama of his own, and he came through it. Wow. $83 and $266 for Dan, and $84 and $346 for.
Yeah, Dan's still within striking distance. Back by about 3 Tetrises, which can happen in quick succession, especially if, something happens for Koryan, which he's getting up a little bit high, even for him, but a fortunate couple of long bars for there and a sigh of relief for Koryan, so he's very happy to have burned his stack down. 4 of 2 for him.
Low either.
No. Could use.
Bar and he's fine.
Yep. And T-piece and a long bar for him would be great. Koryon's at 405, and Dan now with the long bar would be 348. So still about 60,000 points. That's less than 3 Tetrises. A delayed burn over the well for Dan. Into a Tetris, so 372. Again, still with the 60,000 point lead for Koryan. 455 for him.
Starting to get closer to the transition area now.
Oh, are you warning one of the players that there's a transition? Somebody might have forgotten last time that there was a transition. So just in case anyone wants to know.
They're both now in the 120s, and they are 122 and 419, 480.
And 124 for Koryan, so you're doing a public service here for everyone, just letting everyone know that there is a transition. Dan trying to sneak in one last Tetris before the transition. Koryan transitions with a Tetris. Man, Dan is not in burn down mode. He is in Tetris mode. And there's really nothing else that he can do besides try to catch up to Koryan. He is back by about 80,000 points, roughly. And he's got to keep pace.
Got a tough misdrop there he's got to deal with now. It's dealable. The right pieces for it.
And the one thing you can't do in this situation for Dan is like just build a Tetris well and then just, pray that a long bar comes. Like you've got to sort of balance those two things. And that misdrop could be fatal for Dan. And he's
fatal.
And it is. And Dan has topped out, and Coryon is good and is moving into the finals. But a great showing for Dan in his second CTM tournament. Getting deep in both tournaments that he has played, so I would expect to see more of him in the future. And he had a relatively low seed in last month's tournament as well, so he's done a great job. So congratulations to you, Dan, for getting this far. Hope to see more of you in the coming months. But as happens so often, it is Koryon in the finals.